we know trans people. Very often their stories are harrowing, tragic. They have been around a lot of tragedy. They have had friends who did not survive. Um, and their numbers are not large, even though they try to make them out to be this massive group of people. Um, I don't like the bullying. The bullying gets that works me, and I resist all of the political analysts who say, you know, let's just move on from this. Let's don't talk about no.
No, I don't believe that.
I believe,
But we have to. Again, elections are about winning. Just think about the issues that are important to us, and were elections in the past where they won or lost on those issues, and where were those issues in the messaging? If you think about, um, let's say Carter, did he win or lose on Black rights or gay rights or whatever? Or Bill Clinton, did he win or lose on those issues? What issues were important to the American people? And are trans issues important? Of course they are. Is it the top issue for us? No, because as you mentioned, a very small part of the population, which Democrats want to protect.
right. But you don't always set the pace, right? So if your opponents, if that's their messaging, then it's going to come up in a debate as a question. Now you have to be on record. You can't walk around it. You have to be straightforward. So it can be a central part of a campaign without you ever trying to make it as number one part of it. And I just believe that on some level, we a healthy society has to always stand up for vulnerable people, and I don't need, and also I don't need anyone, and I don't need to understand everything about how trans people feel and how when they have surgery. I don't need to understand any of that. I know this is a human being. I do not believe in human suffering. I do not believe in using the state to make a person suffer. I don't need to understand all of your journey and what you're going through to see the humanity in you. The problem I have is that Democrats could not find a way to effectively say that.
Yeah.
This is not about the machinations in bathrooms. It is not about when the pills are given and the hormone blockers. It is not about the surgery. It is about bullying. It is about humanity. It is about you. I will not stand on this playground and let you pick on the small one.
Yeah.
And that seems to me so easy to say, and maybe I'm naive in saying that it's easy to say, but it seems so easy to say. And the fact that we got, tangled in our shoelaces and couldn't figure out how to message that.
Yeah.
And kind of listening to people who said, don't even go there. We have to win, and kind of leave this issue and leave these people.
Yeah. Then you have to go there. And that's what I was going to say as I dropped my phone on the floor. That's what I was going to say, is that this is all about messaging. There is no doubt that what you said was right about caring about people, the least of these, all of that is right. But again, I believe that this is about messaging, and I believe this is about Democrats being better politicians and coming up with ways to say those things and articulate those things that you just mentioned. And I think a smart and savvy Democratic Party with leaders, younger,
Become a consultant.
younger leaders that understand how to message that would have worked better in the moment. So again, it's not about those things. Of course we care about those things, but what is a messaging strategy? Because Republicans are much better at doing it than Democrats are. So that's how I feel about it. But I don't believe that, you shouldn't, talk about those things. So you shouldn't.
DJ brought your book, but he didn't bring mine. See that? Yeah, DJ is. See how shady he is? You got yours.
But the other book, I have a book that was styled and dedicated to James Baldwin called, it was, he's at the fire next time. Mine is This Is the Fire.
And you would bring it?
No, I thought he had it. It should be here. I brought this one. That's the latest one. But where's your book?
That's what I'm saying. DJ didn't put it out.
He didn't put it out. So Charles, just real quick, I'm gonna end where we started.
Okay, go.
Do you think it would be better for us if we if we did what you did and moved to, I guess you.
Yeah, I believe that.
No. But I mean, what do you think in this moment? Because I do have to say, when I come back to New Orleans, right, I feel more at home, I believe, than when I'm in New York, and maybe it's because I grew up in Louisiana. But there is this sort of longing, like, oh, maybe I should move back here. Maybe it's so beautiful. It's so lovely. It's, it's just, and it's black.
There you go. And it is, I think one thing that was clear to me when I moved to Atlanta was that uh, uh, I had not fully appreciated that you and I experienced a talented version of Blackness in New York. It is, we were around Black people, but it was so incredibly curated to be only the achievers class, which is what Holly Peterson calls it, the achievers class, that the people who are at the apex of all industries, that you weren't experiencing the full breadth and depth of Blackness. And it hits you when you return to the South, that means, and also what you lost by not being in connection with that on a regular basis.
But also it's just that, I can't explain. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling of comfort, of beauty, the way people move. And maybe it's just that New York can be so impersonal sometimes.
No, what you're experiencing is how like you feel almost all the time. They're in their own culture. They're the majorities, and there's so much comfort in it. And the discomfort is when they go to the Denari neighborhood. They want the beef patty, but they don't want to stay over in that neighborhood. You know what I mean? And so what you feel, that sense of home and comfort and the shoulders relaxing, that's how they feel all the time. That's what the idea that it is rare for us, also a travesty.
Yeah. But when I feel that way in Philadelphia, I feel that way, but I don't feel that way in Atlanta. We're going to have to talk about Atlanta.
You're a real guess. You live there. I lived there for 7 years. You have a negative experience with Atlanta.
I just don't know. I felt like Atlanta for me was too.
No, it's a regional city. It's the capital of that part of the South, but it is landlocked, and it is drawing from a lot of other southern cities.
Yeah.
And that's a different flavor.
Yeah. Bro, do you agree to disagree?